ginger's rap. You just made this ginger snap. Don't make this ginger snap. Gonna make me overreact. Ever feel a ginger's rap? You just made this ginger snap.
Oh shoot, what's up GS Tribe? This is Silas.
This is Ryan.
And we are Ginger. Look, we are excited to be with you. This is our first episode if we're not counting the intro. So, look, this has been a crazy week for everybody, not just us. My son, not this one, my other one, Barrick, he turned 18. And it's just weird to have a birthday virtually. So we actually, did a Facebook Live thing, and it was crazy, but it was good. He got shown a lot of love, and people made him stuff and sent well wishes and happy birthdays, and it was a lot of fun. So it's been a good week in a lot of respects, but yeah, I mean, what about you?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's been a good week. Have you heard Drake's new song?
No, I do not. I don't like Drake.
It's called the Tootsie Slide or something like that. First off, TikTok is ruining our country. Ruining it.
TikTok. Oh, yes. I think I know what you're talking about. The talk tick thing that I'm seeing everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it's TikTok like a clock.
Okay, all right, makes sense, I guess. But
it's it's everything that it's basically what friendship is in our time. These stupid little kids, they get together and they
stupid little kids.
They do.
It's not just kids.
Well, yeah, a lot of stupid adults out there too. But they get together and they do these unimpressive dances that it's not cool moves. It's not like, wow, look how talented you are, or they make videos that aren't funny.
I feel like that there's some people who are going to be so mad at you for saying that. It is everywhere. This tic-tac thing, man, it is virtually everywhere.
I hate it.
And when I sign on to Facebook, oh my gosh, it's almost like the first thing I see is those stupid videos.
It's not just on the TikTok app. It's everywhere. It's flooded
everywhere you want to be.
It's on ESPN.
Yeah, it's overboard. But let me tell you something. I'm getting to the point now where I'm so sick of hearing those things and seeing those because they really lack creativity. They lack entertainment aspect that I'm going to be doing a lot of unfriending here soon. So much unfriending.
Look, if you do one more TikTok video, and I see one more, you're unfriended. China, you're unfriended.
You've got an unfriend in me. You've got an unfriend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your ex-pal said. Yeah, you've got an unfriend in me. Yeah, you've got an unfriend in me.
But dude, seriously, like Facebook engulfed with
Ruined.
TikTok videos, and I can't take one more TikTok video. But let's just move on. we can revisit that some other time. But I did want to circle back to something really quick. When we had Barrick's birthday just the other day, the one thing that I wanted to do was get a video from his friends and family and whatnot, and I put a movie together. And I wanted to kind of share this. The one thing that was crazy, it impacted me more than anything that I could have anticipated, was that three of his friends, his closest guy friends, all said that they loved him in the video. And I was like, man, that's pretty awesome. And they didn't act awkward when they said it. They're like, they said it very fluidly, like organically, and I felt it, so like a lot of people, they might say love you or whatever, but that really felt like, there was something there. So it started making me think, but like back in my day, high school, middle school or whatever, we would never, never say we love our friends, and maybe we didn't necessarily love each other. Maybe we did, but I just know that like we wouldn't have said that back then, and we would have cracked on each other if we would have heard somebody say they loved a friend or whatever. So you were careful what you said and how much you pretended to really like your friends or whatever sometimes, because you kind of had to be hard and you don't want to be made fun of. So I thought that was so cool, and it made me start thinking about like, during this quarantine time even, just started making me think about friendship even more, and like what people are doing for other people and all that.
I think it's interesting how you brought up how your friends used to be, because from his era of friendship to mine is different. But I went back and looked at like friend groups in the 1800s was completely different, and what they mostly talked about was guy and guy friends. That's the experience we have. So guys back then were not really friends with girls. They didn't really have any interaction with females at all until they got married.
Sounds awful.
But so during that time, guys would like, they were their friendships were heavily based on emotions. So like if you look back at guy friends during that time, they'd take pictures like they'd be all over each other. Like their faces would be touching. They'd be holding hands. They like bunch of bunch of guys would be like,
I can only do that for a second.
bunch of guys would be like laying on top of each other and like to get group pictures, but like and then once
that was 1800s.
1800s.
Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't born back then.
And then they even, some guys would save money by sleeping in the same beds, like just stuff that
Really don't understand how that saves money, but okay.
And then in the 1900s, it changed to like the opposite of that. People were so scared to be called gay, because that was seen
So, like,
very negatively.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like that was actually even seen as something, gay meant you were communist. Being gay meant you were a communist, as a lot of things meant you were communist back then.
yeah.
Which I think maybe having red hair was one too. I think actually.
I'm sure of it, man. We're so discriminated against.
Yeah.
It's not even funny, man.
But hitting that was like the 1900s became, you were only friends with people you did like activities with. So like I think even in my dad's era here, you see like the dudes he played basketball with, the dudes you're in school with, the dudes, I don't know, maybe if you were in some sort of choir, band, things like that. Those are the dudes that you were friends with. I think today it's a little bit of a mix.
Yeah.
When you say like,
yeah, I would say that, man. It's got me thinking though, because like I think I was a terrible friend back then. I really do. Like, I mean, especially when I was listening to Barrick's friends say they love him, and I can't wait till this is over so we can celebrate with you and all that. And I'm sitting there like, there were much of my time spent as a friend was trying to figure out how I could trick him or hurt him or like one up them or whatever. It's just like it made me think of like there was a point where stealing hood ornaments off of cars was like the thing to do, and then you would like steal them and you would make a necklace out of it. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about. So there was some pretty cool like Cadillac and Dodge Ram emblems that you were like, man, I need this on a necklace.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you're saying that, but we're going to do it later, and I'm going to show you how much fun that is. And then you can show me how to cow tip, because I'm guessing that's what you like to do. But but anyway, so I remember like there was like 4 or 5 of us, and we were like, man, where is the best way to get hood ornaments? Because you would often get like caught. If you did it on the street or if you did it at somebody's home or whatever, it's like too visible. We're like, let's go to a junkyard. Let's go to a freaking junkyard and do this. But the problem was that the fences were high, they had barbed wire, and usually had junkyard dogs, right, to protect. So we were like, back then we were invincible, so it didn't matter, right? So there was 4 or 5 of us. We scaled this fence, and we didn't hear any dogs right off the bat. So we're like, all right, like let's let's spread out and get as many hood ornaments as we can. Leave the Pinto and the other crappy car emblems. Leave those alone. Just get the good ones. So we did that, and then it wasn't too long after we started popping them off or whatever. We started hearing a chain, and we started hearing rattling and dogs. We knew there were dogs, and we knew they weren't like Shih Tzus. We knew they were like Rottweilers and dogs that wanted to eat us. So we were like, run! So we all like took off, and we're trying to climb this fence, but my friend sucked at climbing fences. And honestly, he kind of sucked at almost anything that we needed to do to get out of trouble. Like, he was the last person. He was the worst person. He was the one that would rat us out and all that. But anyway, he was trying to scale this fence, and these dogs were coming. Well, he eventually scaled it, but we left him, man. We were gone. We left him, but he scaled the fence, ripped his shirt on the way down, landed in this puddle, and he wore his brand new school shoes that day. And he sat in this puddle. His shoes were black from the sludge, and he just sat there and he cried. And I'll never forget it. And I know if you're watching, we were probably in 8th grade. It was probably 8th grade.
Way too old.
Yeah, but he knew his mom was going to kill him. So, but it started making me think like how we left him, and I was like, man, it was every man for himself. But I kind of feel like that. There's a lot of friendships out there, and the way I see friendships now, that it's like you want to see your friends succeed. You want to see the best out of your friends. You would never leave them behind. You would thrust them ahead of you before yourself. So, I was like, I don't know, it just got me thinking like what friendship even looks like now.
That's interesting. Me and my friends, when we were in a gang, used to be called the Junkyard Dogs.
Hey, give me a gang sign. Show me a gang sign. And don't throw up a west side or east side.
Well, yeah.
Hashtag. Okay. You started a hashtag.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hashtag.
But so in all this, I was thinking about like I remember reading about Aristotle and how Aristotle said in his philosophy and his great mind, his vast mind, he broke it down. And it was like there are 3 types of friends, and he kind of broke it down like there's utility friend, there's a friendship of pleasure, and there is a friendship of virtue. So, and the utility was low, what he would consider to be a low quality friend or a low tier friend. And then the friendship of pleasure was medium, and then the friendship of virtue would be considered high. And the utility friend was basically that friend was your friend to see what they could get from you. And so
they're just using you.
Yeah, they're just using you, take it from you. And that made me think, man, it just my mind was going crazy. That made me think of when I was in 5th grade, and I had been selected by and it was just a small group of us got selected to go to the I think it was the Cincinnati Zoo, it might have been the Columbus Zoo, to go behind the scenes, feed like the sharks and see all the stuff behind the scenes, and it was an overnight thing, right?
Okay.
Well, I had a girlfriend, and I was like, wow, this sounds awesome, but I'm going to be leaving her, and I really didn't want to leave her. So, but I still did, and we had a fun time or whatever. I came back and was so excited to see my girlfriend, and I remember walking in to the classroom. Now, mind you, this was 5th grade, and they were huddled up. The class was huddled up doing something, and my best friend and my girlfriend were sitting right next to each other. And I was like, I didn't really think too much of that. But when I got a better angle, I saw that my friend's hand was like this on my girlfriend's hand. And I'm like,
they doing?
Huh?
What were they doing?
I think they were getting intimate, like as far as they could get intimate, like in 5th grade. But I'll tell you what he was doing. He was taking. He was utility friend. He stole my girl.
He just wanted what he could get.
Yeah, absolutely. He took advantage of my time away. But I would consider that to be a freaking utility.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of friends out there. We'll call friends that do that. They associate with you just to take something from you. What can they get? What material or external things can they get from you? And that's the low tier. And sort of the medium tier would be the friendship of pleasure. And that would be like you genuinely love to be with each other. You genuinely have an admiration for each other. You have the same interests, you have the same humor for the most part, or whatever, and it's just like this great connection to that, and you have fun together. Okay. That's like that medium kind of rung. Yeah. And we all know people like that, and we might be that to people as well. That, man, when I'm with this person, it's just all fun. We share a lot of the same commonality or whatever. And then there is the friendship of virtue. And that is basically like, I am not in this for what I can get from you. I am in this because of your character, essentially. Okay? So I am absolutely just, I want to see you succeed. I want, we challenge each other. We inspire each other. We run side by side for the same goal and the same aim. And that to me is like precisely what I would, what I want to have. It's a deeper connection that you wouldn't leave your friend hanging from a barbed wire fence with a dog nipping at his butt crack. Like you want to see, you're like, I'm going side by side. Like, this is not, let's see how far I can get and you need to catch up kind of thing. So, but this whole thing has got us thinking about friendship now, like during this quarantine time, and how you can exercise your friendship in very creative ways right now. And you have to, it's like the choice is either sort of fall off the mat, or you exercise your friendship in a unique way. And you want to make sure you're sending a message to your friends that you still love them and you still care. And
it's more important than ever in this time, because I'm sure many of you are feeling it out there, but like the isolation or just being around the same person every day can almost make you kind of go crazy. For some people, that's really difficult. Yeah. For some people, it's not as hard. They kind of live an isolated life. But for those people who are like, it's so important for them to be around people at school or at work or whatever, this can be really bad mentally. Yeah. There was a statistic I saw that said 36% of people said that that the quarantine has already done terrible things for their mental health.
Oh, wow.
And so like they were talking about how there's going to be a rise in suicides. There's going to be like a lot of bad will come from this. So that's why it's so important that if you can take a little time to check up on your friends, to send them an encouraging message, to call them, to laugh with each other still.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, and I had a friend that actually rang the doorbell. They fled. They left cinnamon rolls at the floor mat there, the doormat. And it had scripture on it, and it was like, and she followed that up with a text and was like, we want to make sure you're loved, and we wanted to check on you. Having neighbors who are friends of mine, I mean, we're all checking on each other and finding unique ways to send that message, like, you still matter to me. We because of being quarantined or being in a bizarre circumstance or an unfavorable circumstance, will not change the fact that my friendship runs deep enough where I will, by any means necessary, make sure that we're running side by side, and that you're doing okay. And with Silas, 36%, is that we said? 36% adversely affected through all this with their mental health.
And that was a few days ago, so like this is going to rise. I mean, if we're in quarantine for another month.
Exactly. So we just wanted to put a challenge out there, for people that are watching. If you have had somebody do something very unique and very touching that sent a message to you, like that you matter, and that you're very much, your friendship is solid, and that clearly sometimes, and we believe like these moments are revealing to us. They reveal what kind of friends we really have and what kind of friends we really are. And I don't want to be a utility friend where I'm just looking to take. I've got those in my life. I've got people like that in my life. I also have people in my life that say they're friends, and then boom, the first opportunity they get, if it's whatever, they're gone. And it's like, then they'll fit you in if they're not doing anything with that person. You have that, but you've got to carve out time, and you've got to like send a message to the people that matter to you, if they truly do, that you're priority to me. All right. That doesn't mean you have to spend an ungodly amount of time, doing that. So our challenge to you, as we've taken on this challenge and have been doing, like we are challenging you to, first of all, ask yourself, what kind of friend are you? What type of friend? We're all trying to grow, all trying to get better. This is a great opportunity to do that. But we're also like, find ways to exercise your friendship. And then we want to hear, like, what are some unique ways that you actually exercise your friendship, that you sent that message that, look, you're in my life for a reason. I want to make sure that you know that you're a priority. So put those in the comments, man. We really want to see that. We might even chat about that our next show or whatever. Yeah. And we want to use that as a way as a ripple effect to inspire and encourage other people to do these fun, unique things.
Yeah, for sure. Before we wrap this up, I want to quickly remind you to like and subscribe.
Yes.
This is really, really, really important for our growth. We want to expand our audience.
We need you.
Subscribe. China.
I don't think we have any viewers in China.
China.
But the more subscriptions and the more likes you get on a channel, the more people will view it, and this will allow us to help more people, to entertain more people,
broaden that audience, grow that audience. Yes. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, and then comment, like he was talking about, commenting. You comment about how you were a good friend at this time, or someone has been a good friend to you, or you could tell us a funny story of how your friends were as a kid, or
if your best friend stole your girlfriend when and took advantage of my absence or your absence, whatever.
Or if you have any maybe you don't have any friends.
We'll be your friend.
Friends. In China.
We good, man?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yes, sir.
You good?
Yes, sir.
My Ginga.